Yo, what's up everybody? Marcus Graves here, back with another reaction to Legion, this time episode 8, chapter 16. Last week we had the delusion creature showing itself in full, going against David, infiltrating the minds of Sid and Ptonomy and all that. David finally defeated the delusion creature. For good, that remains to be seen, but he definitely defeated the creature. Sid and Farouk made a deal with each other. Future Sid and Farouk made a deal with each other, I should say. One question I have going into this episode, see if they'll address it. What was with David's multiple David thing episode? Well, let's get into Legion.
So how are we gonna find Farouk's body?
Someone else must know.
Who?
What about me? In the future?
No.
You asked her?
No, but we're done.
What would be the point? Wouldn't she have already said?
Wait, did we
If she
get
didn't,
in a
she's
fight?
very unhelpful.
No, but
Ah, yes, and they put Ptonomy in the main frame.
I was a student here once, a lifetime ago. The world was
Fukuyama teaching him about
not
himself.
innocent. Create a mind that can't be read. One of our own, the secret keeper. The boy who's never been sick, who heals. You are a gift.
So Fukuyama's a mutant
On your
too.
application,
Maybe.
then do this. Keep our secrets.
Yeah. Pleasant. Looks like that was very pleasant.
You make whatever we do affects everything and
I'm about to say, is that the
everyone
old
else,
woman?
if even in the tiniest way.
From the last
When a
episode.
housefly flaps his, when a speck of dust falls to the off its course.
Which would make sense. Keep our secrets.
Whenever you I can keep control.
wait, are you alive?
I exist in a machine, preserved. Is that alive?
Or a different reality.
He had that.
As you were many years ago. How?
Un petit oiseau du futur m'a dit où te trouver.
No way to plan for such things.
The professor?
It's not here.
The professor.
Le temps de me dire un secret.
Tell me something. And don't screw with me, okay? Am I really here? Because if I'm not, and I wake up back there with him.
You're here. Hey, you're here. With me. And I won't let anything bad happen to you.
This is very tender. Just laid the plan on her.
This won't hurt.
The teapot again, huh? Haven't seen that since the first episode.
Gone to kill the monster.
A poem. America, when will we end the human war?
Have to do
I'm
with
saying maybe it's my fault. Maybe I pushed him away. Or maybe the universe just has a sick sense of humor. Ladies and gentlemen, the untouchable Barretts.
No, that's not funny.
Nope.
Did he leave again?
Yes, he did.
Did he tell you where he was going?
No, he did not. I'm going after him. He's just different now. In the hospital, it was so romantic meeting him. I needed that to be seen. Love. And then we escaped and went to Summerland, and it was addictive and intense and sweet. He's a good person. Maybe he doesn't know the difference between things real and not real. Have you ever seen him lie?
No.
I know, me neither. But I think he lies. All the time. What he does. What he knows. I love what we were. I'm just not sure we're that anymore. I'm going after him. Because love is what we have to save if we're gonna save the world.
But a few episodes ago, wasn't love not the way they were going to save the world? Perhaps I'm missing something. I was just wondering, where the hell has Melanie been this whole time?
Now we come to the most alarming delusion of all. The idea that other people don't matter. Their feelings, their needs. Imagine a cave where those inside never see the outside world. Instead, they see shadows of that world projected on the cave wall. The world they see in the shadows is not the real world. To show them the world as it actually is, they would reject it as incomprehensible. Now what if, instead of being in a cave, you were out in the world, except you couldn't see it, because you weren't looking. Because you trusted that the world you saw through the prism was the real world. But there's a difference. You see, unlike the allegory of the cave, where the people are real and the shadows are false, here, other people are the shadows, their faces, their lives. This is the delusion of the narcissist, who believes that they alone are real. Their feelings are the only feelings that matter, because other people are just shadows, and shadows don't feel.
It's dumb. She's ours. Mine. Ours.
Infiltrated Melanie's mind. The crippled beast. So we have a couple things this episode. One of the main things is secrets. We have Fukuyama showing Batonomy things in the mainframe about a mind that can't be read and keep our secrets, things of that nature, which plays later on into David and Sid, between keeping secrets or not being completely honest. I have to wonder about the whole love dialogue that Sid had. It seemed like a 180 to the episode of a few episodes ago, where she was trying to teach David that love wasn't the thing that was going to get them through. Now, like I said, I could be missing something. I'll have to go back over that again. It does seem like an about face, character-wise. We get the imagery of the teapot back again, which in the first episode was to convey waiting, holding out for, in this particular case, for David's return, and not only his return, but his existence, because she didn't know at that point if he was dead. If I can hold my breath, if I remember correctly, if I can hold my breath, and when the teapot starts to whistle, then he's alive, this and the other. So it signified her waiting. And it started to go off when he said, "Gone to kill the monster." And you saw the look on her face where and it started to whistle, and the weariness and the annoyance. So it's like she's done waiting. She's done holding out for him. She's going to be with him, which is exactly what she did. She's going to be beside him. She's going to walk beside him. It's like, I'm no longer going to sit by idly and wait for you to go off and be the hero, to go off and do this, that, and do the. I'm going to be right there. Now we get one of our narrations, one of our lessons for this episode, and it's talking about the most alarming delusion is that people don't matter. It goes on and it talks about how people in the cave seeing images of the world, but it's not the real world. Same thing if you're in the real world, but you're not actually looking. You only see what you shadows on the wall. And basically, to come to the thing that people will reject anything that doesn't fit into the narrative. Not only that they were shown, not only that they've experienced, but that people will reject anything that does not fit into their worldview. So that no longer is it a matter of being, that something is, so no longer is it a matter of being brainwashed or molded, even though some of it is molding. They have ceased to be open. They have ceased to seek a bigger picture. It's whatever they've seen. Now we have that lesson. How does it fit with this episode? Or I was thinking when it comes to that, it's Farouk was the obvious one. I didn't mention it earlier in this particular part of the discussion because I'm like, Farouk is the obvious one of the greatest illusion that people don't matter. He uses people. He does what he's been using Oliver, Lenny, David, the people. That was an obvious one. I was wondering like how did it apply to our main protagonist? And I was thinking that it could be this, that David is using Lenny, Carrie, Division 3 dude. Now, because of course the lesson was the fact that, they, greatest illusion of all, people don't matter, their thoughts, their feelings. And at first I was like, well, David, does care about his friends. We see that. But this goes into, even though he may care about them, it shows him implanting the plan in Lenny's mind. How did he get there? By being very tender with a kiss. But the kiss had an ulterior motive. He told Carrie and Division 3 dude, hey, this isn't going to hurt. But he implanted them the plan into their minds to act when he needed them to act, regardless of their thoughts, their feelings. He needed them for his plan. The people didn't matter. Which goes into, if you guys haven't seen my video discussing and breaking down and explaining the Legion dance sequence earlier in the season from episode 1, I mentioned in that video how there's a point in that scene where we see David do something that Farouk and Farouk through Oliver doesn't do, which is to pull up the people around him, his friends, his team. But he also does something later in that sequence as well. He pushes them back down. And I mentioned in that video, is there going to be a point in the season where we see David push away or push down his friends? Or is there going to be a breakdown within the team? And perhaps that's what we're seeing right now. I don't know. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. And lastly, we have Melanie now being in the employ of Farouk. We saw her listening in earlier to Sid and Division 3 dude. I can't remember the character's name. Rather intently, which is in contrast to how we've seen her at the beginning of this season, where she's been isolationistic and bitter and weary, However, now in that scene, especially, her face almost seemed distressed. So that should have clued me in there that something was up. I mean, it did. I knew it was weird. I just didn't know how or what was happening at that point in time. But now, of course, we know through further evidence that yes, she's now in the employ of Farouk, who's using her as a bug, as a listening device. So that David had a plan. He employed Lenny. He employed Carrie. He employed Division 3 dude. Farouk intervenes to screw up his plans, which goes into the poem that Oliver was telling Farouk. You know, when will we stop this war on each other? Basically. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out all my other videos, reactions, breakdowns, my short film Yin and Yang, all that good stuff that's on there. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.